Welcome back to Record Rift, where we uncover the seismic moments that reshaped history. Today, we're stepping into the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, to the Abbasid Caliphate, a beacon of knowledge and power, and its catastrophic fall during the siege of Baghdad in 1258. Picture a city of shimmering domes and bustling libraries, the center of a vast empire, brought to its knees by a relentless Mongol horde. This wasn't just the end of a dynasty. It was a turning point that shook the Islamic world and altered the course of civilization. What led to this tragedy? How did the Mongols destroy a centuries-old empire? Over the next 20 minutes, we'll trace the rise, glory, and devastating fall of the Abbasid Caliphate. Grab a seat. This is a story of brilliance and bloodshed. Let's dive in. The Abbasid Caliphate was born in 750 CE, when the Abbasids, descendants of the Prophet Muhammad's uncle, overthrew the Umayyad dynasty in a bloody revolution. Promising justice and unity, they shifted the Islamic world center from Damascus to Iraq, founding Baghdad in 762 under Caliph al-Mansur. Built on the Tigris River, Baghdad was a masterpiece of urban planning, its circular design symbolizing harmony. By the 9th century, under caliphs like Harun al-Rashid and Al-Ma'mun, it became the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, a cultural and intellectual hub rivaling any city in history. The Abbasids ruled an empire stretching from North Africa to Central Asia, uniting millions under Islam. Their capital buzzed with scholars, poets, and scientists. The House of Wisdom in Baghdad translated Greek, Persian, and Indian texts, preserving knowledge and sparking advances in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Figures like Al-Khwarizmi, the father of algebra, and Ibn Sina, a polymath, flourished. Trade thrived along the Silk Road, with Baghdad's markets brimming with spices, silks, and ideas. The Abbasids' tolerance of diverse faiths, Muslims, Christians, Jews, and Zoroastrians, fostered a cosmopolitan society. At its peak, the Caliphate was a powerhouse, its wealth and learning the envy of the world. By the 10th century, the Abbasid Empire was fraying. Its vast size, while its strength, became a liability. Regional governors, or emirs, grew powerful, carving out semi-independent realms. The Buyids, a Shia dynasty, seized Baghdad in 945, reducing the caliphs to figureheads while they held real power. Internal strife, including sectarian tensions between Sunni and Shia Muslims, weakened unity. The economy suffered as trade routes shifted and agricultural lands declined due to overtaxation and neglect of irrigation systems. External threats loomed. The Seljuk Turks, arriving in the 11th century, restored some stability by protecting the Caliphate, but their own empire fragmented by the 12th century. The Crusades, launched by European Christians, chipped away at Muslim territories, though their impact on the Abbasids was indirect. By the 13th century, the caliphs, like al-Musta'sim, were more ceremonial than commanding, living in luxury while the empire crumbled. Meanwhile, a new force was rising in the east. The Mongols, led by Genghis Khan's grandson, Hulagu, ruthless and unstoppable, they had already crushed empires from China to Persia. Baghdad, once untouchable, was now in their sights in 1258. The Mongols descended on Baghdad, a city of perhaps 800,000, famed for its wealth and learning. Hulagu, commanding an army of 150,000, demanded surrender, but Caliph al-Musta'sim, overconfident and poorly advised, refused. The Mongols encircled the city in January, building siege walls and bombarding it with catapults and trebuchets. Their tactics were brutal. They diverted the Tigris to flood defenses and used gunpowder weapons, a Chinese innovation, to breach walls. Chinese engineers and Persian allies bolstered their ranks, making the siege a multinational assault. On February 10th, 1258, after 2 weeks, Baghdad fell. The Mongols unleashed a massacre, killing tens of thousands. Some estimates say 200,000 or more. Houses, mosques, and libraries were looted or burned. The House of Wisdom's books were dumped into the Tigris, turning its waters black with ink, a symbol of lost knowledge. Caliph al-Musta'sim was executed, possibly wrapped in a carpet and trampled by horses to avoid spilling royal blood, a Mongol custom. The city's destruction was apocalyptic, its grandeur reduced to rubble. The Abbasid Caliphate, after 5 centuries, was no more, though a shadow caliphate persisted in Cairo until 1517. The fall of Baghdad sent shockwaves through the Islamic world. The caliphate, a symbol of Muslim unity, was gone, leaving a political and spiritual void. The Mongols, under Hulagu, established the Ilkhanate in Persia, adopting Islam decades later, but ruling as outsiders. Survivors fled, carrying tales of horror that fuel fear and despair. Trade routes faltered, and Baghdad, once a global hub, became a backwater, never regaining its former glory. The Islamic world fragmented, with regional powers like the Mamluks in Egypt and the Delhi Sultanate rising to fill the gap. Culturally, the loss was immense. Countless manuscripts were destroyed, though some knowledge survived, preserved by scholars in Damascus and Cairo. The Islamic Golden Age didn't end abruptly. Its momentum continued in places like Al-Andalus in India, but the destruction of Baghdad shifted the center of gravity. The Mongols' conquests, while devastating, also connected east and west, spreading technologies like paper and gunpowder. The fall of the Abbasids marked the end of an era, but it also set the stage for new powers like the Ottomans, who would revive the caliphate centuries later. The fall of the Abbasid Caliphate was a turning point, signaling the decline of centralized Islamic power and the rise of a fragmented world. Yet, the Abbasids' legacy endures. Their translations preserve Greek and Indian knowledge, shaping the Renaissance in Europe. Algebra, optics, and medicine owe much to Abbasid scholars. Their model of governance, tolerant yet centralized, influenced later empires, from the Ottomans to the Mongols. Baghdad's ruins, excavated today, remind us of its past splendor, while stories like 1001 Nights, born in Abbasid courts, still captivate. The siege of Baghdad teaches us the fragility of even the greatest civilizations. It shows how complacency and division can invite disaster, and how knowledge, once lost, is hard to reclaim. The Abbasids' fall reshaped the Islamic world, paving the way for new dynasties and a globalized age. Their story is a testament to human achievement, and a warning of an impermanence that's the tragic saga of the Abbasid Caliphate, a beacon of light extinguished by the Mongol storm. What do you think? Could Baghdad have survived, or was its fall inevitable? Share your thoughts in the comments, and tell us what historical turning point you want us to explore next on Record Rift. If this journey through the Islamic Golden Age gripped you, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to join our quest through history. Until next time, keep uncovering the rifts that shape our past. This is Record Rift, signing off.